What up, it's your boy Shadow King 419 here with a little discussion video. I want to talk about the upcoming ban list, September 2013 ban list, because a lot of people are scared about it, and I want to kind of clear the air, and I want to say my predictions on it, and again, these are just my opinions, this is just my prediction. So, you know, if you don't agree with it, sorry, and if it is incorrect, you know, sorry, okay? This is just my predictions, okay? So, chill out. Anyway, we're going to start with the top two decks, the two best decks of the format, being E-Dragons and Spellbooks. We'll go in order from greatest to least. E-Dragons. E-Dragons are not going to get hit much. The worst possible scenario for E-Dragon players is they either limit or semi-limit Dracosack, which, let's be honest, now that Master of Blades is out, you could take Dracosack getting hit like a boss. You could take that like a baller and just be like, what's up, dude? I'll just replace, you know, as long as they will not ban Dracosack. I promise you, they will not ban Dracosack right now. The reason being because the set that Dracosack is in is still new, meaning it is still making money directly to Konami, because people are still buying boxes, cases, things like that, just to find Dracosack. People are still buying this set, particularly for this card. And with that being said, they will not hit it. They will not ban it, because then that will decrease the amount of people who want to use, who want to buy their newer set. If Judgment of the Light had already, if like Judgment of the Light were out right now, because they're making the ban list now. They don't make the ban list last minute. So if Judgment of the Light were out right now, then yeah, I would totally agree that they could hit Dracosack to 1 or ban it, and, you know, not be the dumbest move on their part and it actually help the players. But they're not going to do that because, you know, as of right now, when they're making the ban list, when they're making this, the set is still new here, which means it's still making money in the US, and they will look at that and they will recognize that. But if it were out in US and OCG, then yeah. But I know for a fact they do look at the United States as well as the OCG when they make these. So, you know, I really do not think at all that anything from that Dracosack is going to get hit, and if it does, it'll get hit to 2, or worst case scenario 1, but I doubt that. However, there is something I do think they will ban from the E-Dragon deck, and that is Super Rejuvenation. Super Rejuvenation was not a card that was made for or intended to be used in E-Dragons. Neither was Dracosack, but, you know, we can discuss that at a later time, because that causes arguments when I talk about E-Dragons not having been made particularly to work with Dracosack. But anyway, yeah, Super Rejuvenation is an older card that has never really been this good, and now it's amazing, and Konami will not like that. Plus, that will actually hurt E-Dragons a lot if they ban that. Now, I could see them limiting it, but I'm kind of hopeful and kind of think they're going to ban it because it needs it. It's a good card, and it's an old card. It's not something that they're making money off of right now, currently. Like, people are making money off of it because they're selling older boxes, but Konami themselves do not sell these boxes anymore, therefore they are no longer making money off of that card. So, with that being said, they will probably ban it, so that way that they can say, hey, look, we hit it. Another thing that they might do, but I doubt very highly, is they might hit one of the babies. They might, like, semi-limit some of the babies or some of the adults, but I don't think they'll do that. I really think the worst case scenario for E-Dragon players, the worst thing you're going to look at is, and this is the very worst case scenario that I could imagine Konami actually doing at this point, okay, is Dracosack to 1, ban Super Rejuve, and that's it. That's it. That's the worst case scenario, I think, because Konami's not going to nerf a deck that, one, is new, the set it's coming from is new in the TCG, so it's still making money to Konami, as well as Konami's still selling the boxes in OCG and TCG. So we know it's making money in OCG and TCG, so they will not ban it. Also, there's the tins. Konami wants to make money off of these tins, and if they hit E-Dragons so much that nobody plays the deck anymore, nobody will want the reprints, and that will make less people want the tins. Because right now, so many people want the tins just because they want a secret version of the dragons. And that's at least... that's a lot of people who are going to spend 80 bucks. 20, 40, 60, 80. 80 bucks just to get those dragons. And that's just for one copy of each in secret. You can multiply that by 3 if they want playsets. So, you know, which people will. So that's just those people. Then there's good reprints in them. There's things like that that are going to encourage people to buy these, but they don't want to have any reason to discourage players to buy them. Which is why I don't think they're going to hit any of the adult dragons or any of the babies. I think the worst they're going to do is hit Dracosac to 1, worst case scenario, and ban Super Rejuve, which I think would be a good move on their part, because Super Rejuve needs to go, because that would actually take care of a lot of the consistency of the dragons, which would help. And help considerably, actually, which, you know, would be really good. Now, on to spellbooks. Now, spellbooks are not as good as E-Dragons, so they don't need nerfed as bad. But E-Dragons obviously aren't going to get nerfed very hard, so to hit them worse would just put us at a one-deck format, I think. Well, not entirely, but I'll discuss that in a moment. So, spellbooks. I think Judgment will not get hit, will not get limited, will not get semi-limited, will not get banned. It will stay at 3. Because, again, same reason for Dracosac, is if people want 3 copies of it, they have to buy at least 3 boxes of Konami product. I mean, obviously we can buy them off eBay, but even still, somebody bought copies of... 3 people bought a box, at least, to try to pull a Dracosac. You know, so, with that being said, Dracosac, or not Dracosac, I'm sorry, Judgment is still making money for Konami, which means they will not hit it, because they will not screw up their money-making ability. Okay? Also, I don't think they're going to hit... You know, it'd be really funny to me, but I bet they will hit Priestess. I bet because no one uses Priestess, they will hit Priestess. They will also, if they hit... They might not hit Priestess, but they might semi-limit Priestess. But if they don't, if they keep Priestess at 3, they'll say something to the effect of, oh, well, we hit Dracosac, which is rank 7, which can be used in spellbooks that run Priestess, and no spellbook decks run Priestess. So that's what I think they're going to do there. Worst case scenario for you spellbook players. I foresee Konami hitting Spellbook of Secrets, like semi-limiting or limiting Spellbook of Secrets, to take away some of your consistency, because that will cause Judgment to be less consistent as well. And that will cause it to not work as well, and the deck to not run as consistently. Again, hitting consistency is what I see them doing. And I see them banning Toon Table of Contents. Because, again, same thing as Super Rejuvenation. It is an older card that is helping a newer deck, and it was not intended to be used in that card when it was or in that deck. When the deck was created and when that card was created, they were not created with the thought that those two should go together at all, period. Neither time period did anyone creating the cards think, we should create these particularly so these two can go together. No. They have entirely different purposes. So, with that being said, they will be more free to ban them. And I think that's what they're going to do, is ban Toon Table of Contents. Because, let's be honest, they're probably not going to ever give us any Toon support, sadly. And that sucks, and I'd really love to see some Toon support. I would love that. I would adore to see more Toon monsters. But in realisticness, to be realistic, my brain's not working right today. To be realistic, they probably won't. So, like I said, you guys, worst case scenario, absolute 100% worst. Hang on, Dad. I'll be out in like 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes, though. Absolute worst case scenario is you see Toon Table of Contents get banned. You see Spellbook of Judgment get hit to 2, which I really doubt, but hit to 2. And you see Priestess get hit, like semi-limited, and Secrets semi-limited. Now, all of that happening at once, no, it's not going to happen. Here's what I really think realistically is going to happen. They're going to go Secrets to 1 and ban Toon Table of Contents, maybe Priestess to 2. Maybe Priestess to 2. Maybe. And that's it. That's the worst you guys have. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. That's you Spellbook players. And I think that's a good idea. I think that will lower their tier down to where those two particular decks are not like the top god tier, and then every deck is below them. I think that will lower them down to the same level as like Evil Swarms and Tidal Mermails and things like that. I think that will make them. I think that will even the playing field. On to that. Mermails. I don't see anything in Mermails getting hit at all because Abyss Megalo just got reprinted, which means they want people to buy up Battle Pack 2 to try and get Megalos. They will want to encourage people to buy Battle Pack 2. So they're not going to ban something they just reprinted. They've done it before, yes, and they could surprise me and do something stupid, but economically speaking, as a business, that's a really stupid idea, and I don't think they're that dumb. Then again, Konami is very stupid, but I really don't think they're that stupid. I think they're going to leave Mermails completely alone, untouched entirely, and just, be good. I mean, they might hit, like, Abyss Gaios to 2, because really, how much would that hurt, Tidal Mermails, or any form of Mermails at all, if Gaios went to 2? Not much. Not much at all. So, yeah, that's the worst I think is going to happen to them. Evil Swarms, I think they could justify hitting Ophion, because Ophion is absolutely kills everything, even though, Ophion isn't, even though Evil Swarms aren't good right now. If they do all this other stuff, if they hit E-Dragons and they hit Spellbooks, then those decks will become less godly, less god tier, which those two are the two decks that kill Evil Swarms, which would make Evil Swarms become better because there's less of the decks that kill them off. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's less of what stops them, so that makes them better, because there's less of what stops them, because they're now on a level playing field with E-Dragons and Spellbooks. So now, Evil Swarms are good again. So now, Ophion can incredibly, painfully, brutally hurt Mermails, and can brutally hurt a lot of other decks, even like Fire and things like that. So I can see them justifying hit Ophion 2 or even 1. Because Ophion is this format's version of Xian. It's that just like really broken and way too easy to get out boss monster that is just overly broken and really should get hit. The only difference is right now it's not really that good. But I think if they do the rest of the stuff on the ban list that I mentioned, then they'll almost have to do this so that way that Ophion gets nerfed a little bit, and so that gives the other decks, Fire and Mermails and anything else that they come out new, Blue Eyes, because that's coming out soon. It'll give those decks a chance to shine. It'll give those decks a chance to become good. But Ophion would totally cockblock them if they didn't do this, so that's why I think that's what's going to happen. Random stuff, I could see them bringing some random stuff, like, I could see them, like, just doing something entirely random out of nowhere, like, bringing something off the ban list that's been banned for a little while, like, Pot of Greed, which, Pot of Greed, there's a discussion video out somewhere, and I forget who it's by, I think it was Asian Eyes White Dragon, about why Pot of Greed would be okay to bring back in this current age, because it's splashable in literally frickin' everything. Every single deck out there at all could use that card. So it would basically just, it would not particularly up just one deck, it would up every deck. So it wouldn't really do anything worse than causing the format to become faster paced. because you would have more consistency and you'd be able to get through your deck quicker. So I could see them possibly doing that. Is it really likely? No, not really. I could see them hitting a couple random cards like Breakthrough Skill. I kind of hope that they put Breakthrough Skill at 2 because I think that card is just a little overpowered and I don't think it's good for the meta. So I think that they should hit that. But other than that, I don't really see them doing much. I could see them bringing something off the ban list, like I said, that's random, and I could see them putting something on the ban list that's entirely random. Also, just to kind of play around with things. I could see them bring Tour Guide to 3, honestly, because right now Tour Guide's not good anymore because the main decks that we're actually using Tour Guide are no longer, really in the meta, and Tour Guide's really not that great, plus her little lover Sangan is gone, so that takes a lot of Tour Guide's power, Also, Rabbits, like, Dino Rabbit is no longer popular, so the main deck that Tour Guide was amazing in is no longer good and is no longer in the meta, which means that Tour Guide really isn't that great. So I could see them putting Tour Guide at 3 and it being okay. Because quite honestly, if Tour Guide was at 3, I'd probably still put it in 2 in any deck that actually used Tour Guide, because drawing multiple Tour Guides is not really good for you. And that sucks, and I don't like that. So, yeah. So, that's my ban list predictions, guys. I don't think it's really going to be anything. I think we have to wait till the March 2014 ban list before we see E-Dragons and Spellbooks really get hit. So, yeah. Well, I'll catch you guys later. Subscribe. Laters.